that anti-hero thing taught me a lot about why I've had so many bad people in my life. Or why I've had so many bad people come through my life. Like, I get these toxic motherfuckers in my life, but, like, they do things that's like, oh, like, there's hope for you. Like, I want you to be better and I want you to be happy. And they do the most toxic, like, not okay shit. And it's like, but you just want to root for them so bad. Fix them, Andy. Yeah. That glimmer of humanity. True. No, I'm not talking about Mizkif. Miz isn't toxic. I'm talking about, like, fantastic example. That guy that told me that I was fat in the Instagram picture that I slept with a hammer under my pillow for, that I fucking... whatever. You guys don't even know the half of it. He was in my life for years. Years! Because I was like, he's a good person. He's just, like, lost. he's a good person. He's just, like, he just needs help. He just needs support, whatever. So then I finally tried to cut him off. I planted a friend at a coffee shop because I didn't want to go alone because I thought he was going to fucking end my life. And I was like, yo, we can't be friends anymore. A couple weeks later, I get a call from another state saying that he's ODing on the phone. He sends me front-facing videos of him taking pills and drinking. And I call the police in that state. Dude passes out. I stay up all night not knowing if he's alive. Wake up in the morning. He just fell asleep. Bro. Anti-hero. Sounds like a good friend. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But that's not quite anti-hero, because part of the reason that I felt so, indebted to him is because he's the one that picked me up and took me to the hospital with that when I got put in the unit and whatever. November, thank you for the tier 1. So he always was like, I was there for you when you didn't have anyone. And I was like, you're right. So I'll be there for you. Tricky situation. Manipulation Andy. That's exactly what my therapist called him. Yep. I'd bring him up and she'd be like, manipulation Andy. Abuse cycle. Oh my god. Courtney, actually, then he would, like, scream at me or fucking, like, pound on the car or whatever. And then he'd be like, I've never had anyone that cares about me as much as you. I don't know what I would do without you. Like, buy me food, whatever shit. And then I'd be like, okay, like, you're fine. Like, it's fine. Also, please note, I never even had a romantic relationship with this guy. Like, he was just my friend. I mean, he had feelings. It's whatever. I never had a thing with him. We never did anything. We never had a thing. But yeah. And then I was like, oh, you're cool. And then he'd show up at my house when I didn't want him to. Pretty bad. Have I not talked about this before? Hammer under pillow? I literally slept with, because he would just show up at my house all the time. No, that's crazy. Not in depth. He sent me Snapchat videos, front-facing Snapchat videos of him taking pills and drinking. And he was like, this is it. Like, I'm gonna die. And I was like, what the fuck? So I called the police, but I didn't have his exact address. I just had the apartment complex. And the police were like, we can't just go breaking down all these doors. It's 3 a.m. And I was like, he hasn't responded in 45 minutes. So he's either overdosed and he's dead, or he passed out because he's drunk. And they were like, you're gonna have to wait until morning and see if he wakes up and calls you. And I was like, is that really all you can do? Turns out, it was all they could do. Because I didn't have an apartment number. And they were like, we're not gonna break down the doors of all of these apartments at 3 a.m. So you gotta wait until morning. I mean, yeah, it makes sense. But that was one of the worst nights of my life. Yeah. Did you cry? No. I was fine. I was chilling. I was watching fucking Netflix. Yes, dude. It was like the worst night of my life. It was fucking terrifying. And then I wake up, and then he wakes up and he's like, I fell asleep. I passed out. November, thank you. And then I was like, I'm done. We're done. I cannot do this anymore. freaks the fuck out, but he's in a different state and he doesn't have my address. So now it's fine. He's here. Probably not. Probably not. Yeah, that's probably the worst one that's come through my life, though. Does his name start with a B? Not his real one. I hope not. That'd be something, though. But yeah, no, that was bad. It wasn't even bad at first, and then it was, like, really bad. Like, I remember just, like, sitting in the car, in the passenger seat of the car, with my legs like this, and I would just sit like this with my head when he was, like, raging, and he'd just be smashing the fuck out of the top of his car, like, screaming. And I was like, he never hit me or anything, but he was just, like, hitting the top of his car like I thought he was gonna break his sunroof. I was like, and I would just, like, sit there and not saying anything, because I knew if I got out of the car, then he'd, like, probably be like, don't do that, or he'd, like, grab my arm or something, be like, don't get out of the car, and then it would escalate. So I just sat there and waited. And then, because he was still super angry at the end of the raging, I would just try to act like everything was fine, and I was like, it's okay, I get it. Like, I get it, you're fine, we're fine, everything's fine, like, we're gonna be okay. And then so I could get out of the car. Like, safely. Yeah, it was pretty bad. That happened a good couple times. But then he was there for me, yeah, when I was alone. So I was like, I gotta be there for him. He means well. Good guy. Good guy. But why was he angry? Because I would say, it was always because I would say, like, I don't think this is a good idea, or, like, I don't think I can do this anymore, I don't think I can be friends, or I would, like, try to pull away a little bit, and then he'd just flip shit. Yeah. That's why when I cut it off at the coffee shop, I didn't, like, I told him we were just gonna, like, meet up for coffee, and I had my friend sit there, and we walked in, I literally was like, I pretended like I was surprised to see her there, and I was like, oh, hey, what's up? How's it going? Like, and I had a short conversation with her, and then sat down on a table where she could see us. And then I told him, like, this is it, we're done. And he took it super well, like, really well. And he just let me walk out. And I thought I was going to die that night. I was like, oh my God, he was okay with that. Like, I'm dead. But it was fine. And then he called you 50 times. No, not at all. That's why I was like, I'm gonna die. Hold on, I'm gonna go pee. Ow.
Nintendo was shot by Skeleton.